athlete, or do we just love her? She has kick-ass style, and for the first time on the Comic-Con stage, please welcome the fabulous Melinda Clarke. Starting well. He's the mysterious shadow walker and the high-tech brains behind Nikita's missions, but we know him best as Nerd. Please give it up for Aaron Stanford. As Alex, our next panelist has played a prostitute, a drug addict, a rogue recruit, and the heiress to $1 billion fortune. But it's her role as Nikita's partner that we love the most. Give a warm welcome to Lynsay Fonseca. We met him as the steely head of operations at Division, but it was only a matter of time before Nikita lured him over to the right side. One half of Nikita and a super spy in his own right. Say hello to Shane West. Titular heroine and the most kick-ass woman on TV, please welcome Maggie Q.
I love you two so much. It hurts.
And last but not least, the man who made all of this possible. Please give a round of applause for executive producer Craig Silverstein. So let's start off with a little bit of spoilery gossip. The big news this week was that Devon Sauer has been officially made regular for season 3. So Craig, can you talk a little bit about what Owen will be up to in season 3?
Owen is going to come back in the 4th episode, and we're going to answer the question, where the hell was Owen? Why did he participate in the raid on Division? Does he still think there's some Guardians alive and he's chasing them in Europe? Yeah, so he's going to come back, and he comes back with a mystery, he comes back with an agenda, all the good Owen stuff.
Very nice. And I believe you have another little piece of casting scoop for fans of Alcatraz.
Oh yeah, the bad guy in our first episode in the premiere pack is going to be played by Jeff Pierce, who is he's a badass.
So you also have Noah Bean joining the cast as a regular next season. Do we like that? Do we like Ryan Fletcher? Maggie, can you maybe give us a little bit of intel on what we can expect from Ryan next season and kind of how their,
Yes, I'll speak for Ryan.
how their dynamic will be with
Yes. Craig does a lot of smart things, but one of the smartest things I think they did in terms of the takeover was putting Ryan Fletcher in charge. I think Nikita sitting behind a desk all day would have been less interesting for you guys. So as partners, they can really, there's a dynamic. You've got the more administrative sort of Ryan, who is trying to do things right, trying to right wrongs in the right way, within parameters, and he follows rules, and there are ways to do things and there are ways not to do things. And as you know, Nikita has a huge problem with authority. And so we open with Nikita, she's got a boss now, really. And Ryan, essentially, they work together, but really he's the person who reports back. So she's got to make, this is not sexual, Ryan happy. Stop. So, that's going to cause a little bit of, they're friends, which is nice, but at the same time, he's got a job to do, and so does she. And you know how they're two characters with strong convictions. So we'll see what happens there.
And Shane, Michael was a little bit dubious about taking on the responsibility of division again at the end of last season, after everything that he and Nikita have been through. So where does the season opener find him?
Yeah, so I just have to do what she says, basically. I think we were all a little dubious about, but you know, we had to make certain decisions, and I think that Michael and Nikita were more, at least, comfortable with each other towards the end of season 2 in their relationship. That even though they may have had different opinions on how this was going to happen back in division, it's a good way to start off, at least for them, for them too. And you'll see that right off the bat in the next season, and I think the fans will like that. I think it's now just this one big, slightly happy, dysfunctional family that has to get along in running division again. And you have, obviously, Ryan is kind of the boss, and I feel like we're all the muscle at this point. And no one's going to agree about anything, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I'm assuming there's going to be a little bit of a time jump between the end of last season and the beginning of this season.
Right. About a month.
So not too much, kind of throwing us right back into it.
Yeah, it'll be their first mission back when you see them in a month off. Like us, like less.
Yeah,
we have less.
a month off.
Supposed to be too.
Lynsay, Alex hasn't had much luck in the romance department for the past couple of seasons, but like...
Yeah, I think there's a few guys in here who wouldn't mind.
But
Poor Alex. Poor Alex.
But Sean actually survived the finale, which I was kind of worried about for a second there. I thought that he was...
Well, he looks really good naked.
He does.
I mean,
That's basically why I'm keeping him around.
well, finally, Alex finally has a little bit of a romance. And I don't know, Craig. We think, what's going to happen with that? I think it's going to be good for a bit, and then,
Like all things.
Yeah.
like all things, they fall apart. I'm not sure. But yes, Alex is happy with Sean.
Do they actually get a first date, like a proper out in the real world?
I do hope so too. As normal as those two can. I mean,
Yeah.
First date.
There is that.
with their guns hiding under the table, I'm not quite sure.
Don't talk about the sex slavery at the first date. So.
Yes, the sex slavery is not a good first date topic.
Oh, God, yes. Aaron
knows.
Burkhoff, Burkhoff has also been kind of, he's had, you know, his own problems with finding romance, being stuck behind a computer, but he actually laid one on Sonia at the end of the finale.
Yes, Burkhoff did have a kiss, and it's very nice of you to say that he's had trouble getting a girl because of him being stuck behind a computer.
That's me. Yes.
I think, yeah, he's his own worst enemy when it comes to social situations in general. But yeah, he was kind of a kissing bandit in the last couple of episodes.
He aims high.
Knocked a couple off of multiple ladies.
Aaron smells like a little baby. You know when you kiss a baby and you're like, yummy! That's what Aaron smells like.
I don't think I like that. That's not a compliment.
You know? Whereas like Shane's like scruffy and manly and like Aaron's like a...
Smelly, so it's
Maybe
okay.
it's
Smells like
baby
baby
soft.
powder.
Maybe it's thank you. Somebody.
I'm sorry, that came out wrong. You're all men, Aaron.
Don't let her infantilize me. I'm a man. God damn it. I take what's mine, and as Burkhoff, he took what was his in the last episode. He dipped Sonia. I'll get to it. And,
Tone it down, ladies. Tone it down.
so he's doing well by Burkhoff standards, and what's going to happen is after the break, maybe there might be a little bit of new tension between Berkoff and Sonia that wasn't there before. Maybe not in a good way.
I was going to say, they have quite a similar skill set, so it's kind of which one is the boss, which
exactly.
one's...
That's that might create a little bit of tension there.
Sonia,
now,
probably.
they're in a work environment, so bound to create problems.
That's fair. And Melinda, first time on the bench. Wearing fabulous shoes that I don't think you can see, but they are fabulous.
She'll show me.
Yeah. Well, Amanda was AWOL for the last few episodes. She kind of came back with a bit of a bang, killing people as she does. But can you talk a little bit about where we'll find her at the beginning of next season?
Well, I should assume that she's in exile and in hiding, and ultimately, I think she's in a similar way. She's in the same position that Nikita was in the first season, where she was all alone, and she may have one singular obsession right now, which is going after Nikita.
She's very in demand, that Nikita.
It's on. Although I do think that, just going back to this Berkoff-Sonia thing, how do you know I haven't taught Sonia some of those torture skills? Could that be the tension he's talking about?
She does seem the type.
Said that.
Yeah.
That actually is a very nice segue, because I was going to talk about one of my favorite episodes last season, which was Fair Trade, which had the very memorable torture scene. Can you talk a little bit, both of you, about the experience of filming that and kind of memorable moments that might have been?
Barrel of laughs.
A barrel of laughs. It was, I do like that. On one hand, I'm shouting at Sean, like scolding him like he's my son, and then somehow Amanda just gets really excited, hikes up her skirt, crawls all over Berkoff, and it's apparently something she really enjoys.
So a little too much, yeah. It seemed.
It was fun, wasn't it?
I had a great time. Not just because you hiked up your skirt and climbed on top of me. It was fun for many reasons. No, we had a great time shooting it. We talked a lot about it, about the dynamic between the two of them, and yeah, also that aspect of that this is sex for Amanda. This is how she gets off.
Yeah.
She needs to hurt somebody, needs the violence.
Talk about peeling away the layers.
Yeah. And who better to hurt than Berkoff, everybody's favorite punching bag. So it was I'm just kidding, I love it, baby! Hurt me! I love it. I can take it. I had a great time, I got to get out from behind the computer and out into the field. So that's always a welcome respite for me, and we just had tons of fun doing it, and I screamed my head off, and she broke my hand with a hammer.
Yeah, my daughter was very scared when she saw it. I didn't show her. No, I'm sorry. You guys were so good.
Yeah, so good.
Awesome.
So good. So good.
Thank you.
Lynsay, the daughter Zetrov seems kind of closed at this point, but can you talk a little bit about where we'll find your character internally in terms of season 3? I mean, she didn't get the chance to kill Sema because Ari kind of took that chance from her, but do you feel like that's a better thing, that she dodged the bullet of having to kill for revenge rather than,
Yeah, I don't know. I think Alex has killed for revenge before, like Vlad and other characters, but I think that Alex is going to go through a lot of transitional. This season is going to start off very confusing for her because she doesn't have anything to hide from. She is Alexandra Udinov, out in the open, a very public figure with a lot of money, and there's nowhere to hide. So she's got to own it, and I'm not really sure how she's going to be able to handle it. Craig might be able to continue on from there, but I think that's a little bit different from the rest of the gang because she's such in the public eye. So I don't know. It's really exciting. It's like a new little part of Alex that we get to experience and how she's going to handle that.